It's time for the Your Personal Bank Show with Ference Toth, financial literacy educator and speaker, entrepreneur, and chairman of the board of a bank in formation. Take charge of your financial future with Your Personal Bank. Now here's Ference Toth.
Welcome to the Your Personal Bank Show, and today I have some special guests and a special event I'm pretty excited about because of COVID. As many of you know, I was speaking around the country about the personal bank concept and investor groups and things like that, and of course, COVID pretty much put a stop to all that. And so I've got my first speaking engagement in over 2 years. It's going to be at Business Minds Unite on April 27th. The event is actually from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the Renaissance Phoenix Downtown Hotel, Wednesday, April 27th. So I have one of my guests, one of the folks who's the co-founder of Business Minds Unite, is Gary Mcdermott. He's been with us on the show before. Gary, welcome back to the show.
Thank you, Ference. Thank you for having me.
So I understand you're doing this event here coming up, the Business Minds Unite event. Tell us, what is it about? What's going to happen?
Well, so a lot of people that are business owners, they oftentimes, when they're growing, when they're scaling, they might have trouble finding the right team, building the right team, whether it's marketing, sales, accounting, all of these key components of any business are very difficult to always find the right top performers to help grow with you. And so what we want to do is we want to put it together an event that's going to have all of these experts in different pillars of any business and also provide for the opportunity for them to share what's working in today's technology world. Everything's always changing, and give the chance for other people to collaborate and share what's working in their business. So between having the people in every area and having a bunch of business owners that are working on things cutting edge, we want to have that environment for us to all collaborate and grow together.
Well, that's pretty awesome. So obviously, business has changed a lot in the last few years with COVID and everything else. I know my own business, we had to change how we did business because of all that. So I would assume you're going to be addressing many of those types of topics. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's so many things that have changed, whether it's having a hard time retaining staff, people wanting to change, maybe work at home, work in the office. So many of those changes, including technology. There's a lot more with metaverses and cryptocurrency and just a lot of fun stuff out there, but a lot of different stuff out there. And so we want to help the business owner to navigate that.
Okay. So give us an idea of what, are you going to be different speakers? You're going to, what should somebody expect if they come to this event?
So what to expect is it's basically going to be a place where you can learn how to set some of those stretch goals, how to consistently get the help to stay on track while you push through those stretch goals. And also, there'll be speakers, angel investors, international investors, people that can help you as a business owner learn how to position yourself to raise capital or to get investors. There'll be marketing, sales, and accounting, and maybe even some staffing services to kind of help you maybe shore up or add staff or advisors, consultants to help you push through all of the different pillars of the business.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So if the type of person that probably would benefit from this type of event, would it be someone who's looking to start a business or somebody who already has a business, maybe looking to grow and expand, or both maybe?
Yeah, absolutely, both. I mean, there's going to be plenty of resources there. Most of the people will be business owners. So if you're looking at starting a business, maybe you were like myself when I was in the Navy and didn't quite know or believe that I could start my own business. This is a great sounding board, a great place to kind of maybe take your idea to the next level. And then if you're a seasoned business owner, this could be a great place to learn how to maybe access capital in different ways that you never thought was possible. I mean, you're going to be here too, sharing the personal bank concept, and that's a key asset that most business owners may not be taking advantage of.
That's a fact, because as you know, I talk to a lot of business owners, and this why I'm on the radio educating people is because it's such a little known concept with the average business owner. Of course, the high end, the banks, the wealthy families, they operate in this world all the time. The institutional investors, but bringing it to the regular small business owner, right, is not it's almost unknown, frankly. So yes, I'll be and then, by the way, I know these guys are smart on marketing because they invited me to speak at this event, partially because I obviously want to share the knowledge and expertise that I share in the radio, but they knew I'd talk about it on the radio, right, Gary?
Yeah, absolutely.
So and you'll be sharing some of your knowledge and expertise too. Is that right?
That's right. I mean, definitely want to share, whether it's how to set those stretch goals and blow past them, or how it's to just create passive income in a way that might help you become financially free, or just add to whatever the vertical or whatever the industry you're in. Those are things that I'll be speaking about.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. And then your business, I know you shared with us about a year ago, I guess. What is it? Your business, your expertise, I should say.
Right. So basically what we've been doing, we're creating passive income, and we're doing that in such a way that we're able to help families that really want to own their own home but don't currently have credit. And so that's what we're doing in the single-family market. We're also actually now looking at investing in a couple of select companies every year that have a chance to scale and grow and then exit at a higher value. And we're also doing some land development for affordable housing. So those are pretty much the things that keep me busy right now.
Sounds like you got your hands in several different things.
Yeah. Can't complain.
Keeps you busy for sure. So again, Business Minds Unite is this event. It's on April 27th, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. At the Renaissance Phoenix Downtown Hotel. That's Wednesday, April 27th. If somebody's interested in more information on this event, Gary, where would they go?
So we have the website up, businessmindsunite.com, and there'll be the lineup of speakers. You'll see Ference on there, too, from My Personal Bank, and there'll also be a place to get tickets.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So I guess my thought is here, and those that are listeners know that, I'm an entrepreneur at heart. Small business is it's been basically what I've done my whole life, frankly. And we've done a number of things over the years supporting small business. Of course, when the COVID shutdowns hit and things like that, it really impacted a lot of the small businesses. I guess Gary, what would be a message that you would want to put out there, give to a small business owner? Maybe they were impacted by the shutdowns or the various things that happened. What they could do, what's something you feel like a message you'd like to share with them?
Well, what I like to share is that as a business owner, in our day-to-day circles of life, the people that we meet, those conversations may be similar. But when we go to an event like Business Minds Unite or another event where you have a lot of like-minded entrepreneurs that are really trying to get ahead, that's where you might have some of these fascinating, more advanced conversations. And one nugget, one person just might have something that you're missing, or just a little piece of advice that might change your life or change your business. I mean, it's not always something that's going to be that drastic, but what's accelerated my business is just being around people at some of similar events, just to kind of see what's working and what's not working. And just attending an event like this can really save some time, some money, or just introduce you to somebody that can really help you get to that next level in a shorter amount of time.
That's awesome. I had a mentor many years ago share with me, and I've heard this since, but we're a combination of the books we read and the folks we hang out with, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I know when you were on last time, I remember you told a very, I thought it was a great story about how you got started in real estate back when you were in the Navy. You had a master sergeant give you some advice. You mind sharing that?
Right.
Again?
So
I love that story. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, it was a little piece of advice. I never really thought much of it at the time. Didn't know that it would lead to everything that I've done. But basically, just after boot camp, I was forced to join the Navy because there was no money for college, is what I was told by my father when I was a senior in high school. And it was actually, so a Master Chief in the Navy was addressing us in this class, and he basically said, listen, everybody, I'm going to give you some advice. Buy real estate everywhere you get stationed, and you'll make more money than the Navy will ever pay you. Now, at 18 years old, didn't quite know what that meant, but it sounded like this guy knew what he was talking about. So I actually tried to do just that. Took me a couple years, maybe 3 years, before I could figure out how to save enough money and actually give it a try. But since then, I never looked back. I did try to buy everywhere I was stationed, even internationally. I bought a property, a new construction, and that kind of laid the building blocks for this passive income strategy that I rely upon now. And I do think that advice is beneficial. So whether it's real estate or some other type of way, getting passive income early is one of the most important things that any of us can do.
Compound interest and time, right?
I think Albert Einstein was right.
I think he was. I think he called it. I believe he's often been attributed calling it the eighth wonder of the world, as compound interest. But what I find interesting about that story, Gary, is that little nugget of advice that Master Sergeant gave you. You were in the right place at the right time. Obviously, you internalized it. It took you a while to make it happen, but you used that, and that, like you said, that became the building block of pretty much everything you've done ever since. And that's the kind of thing hanging, again, as I stated earlier, hanging around the right people. Like an event like this, you might get a piece of advice or a nugget of wisdom like that could literally change your future, right? And
that's what it's all about. It's just, meet as many people as you possibly can. And there are going to be some winners, there's going to be some losers, and there are really going to be some people that you meet that can make a difference in your life.
And so many people have been cooped up for so long lately, or not having a lot of things going. Things are starting to open up and get going again. And it's nice to get back around people. And, we're social creatures, right? That's how we were made. And to be cooped up, and it can get frustrating, even depressing at times.
Right, and it's just one of those things. You can't replace the energy in a room when you're on the computer in a Zoom meeting, and so it's just one of the best ways. You'll be able to see the body language. You'll be able to see somebody's excitement for what it is that they're talking about, and that's really what it comes down to be able to put yourself in that situation, to position yourself for success, and to meet the right people.
So one more time, that's Business Minds Unite. It's going to be Wednesday, April 27th. 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the Renaissance Phoenix Downtown Hotel. I will be speaking there. I'll be one of the speakers. So, folks, if you want to meet me in person, I know many of you have been listening for months, if not years, and love to get a chance to meet many of the listeners. I'll be sharing some more details and some things I haven't shared even on the radio regarding your personal bank. But if you are interested in more information, how to get tickets, how to attend this event, Gary, where do they go?
BusinessMindsUnite.com. BusinessMindsUnite.com.
All right, folks, I'm going to encourage you to stay tuned. In the next segments, we're going to be talking with Gary some more, and I've got another guest coming up too, the other co-founder of Business Minds Unite, so we're going to introduce him too. So stay tuned in the next segment. Don't miss it.
For more information on Your Personal Bank, feel free to contact Ference at yourpersonalbank.com. Back to the Your Personal Bank Show with Ference Toth.
Welcome back to the Your Personal Bank Show, and today I have a special guest with me, Gary Mcdermott. Gary, thanks for joining us on the show again.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
And invited Gary to come back because, well, he has an event coming up. It's called Business Minds Unite. Actually, I'll be speaking at this. It's on April 27th, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the Renaissance Phoenix Downtown Hotel. And folks, I gotta tell you, I'm excited because I haven't got to speak anywhere for over 2 years. So many of you that know that have been listening for a while, that's what I used to do. I used to speak all over the country, sharing the personal bank concept, primarily to entrepreneurs, business owners, professionals, folks like that. And COVID, of course, put a kibosh to all that. So I've just been on the radio mostly. But it'd be great to get a chance. If you want to meet me, I will be one of the speakers there. And it'd be great to meet folks that have been listening, many of you, for months, if not years. But Gary, this Business Minds Unite, I know if somebody missed the last segment, you can go to yourpersonalbank.com and check out this or any of the previously recorded shows anytime you want, by the way. But what is this event about, real quick? I know, just so folks know. What is Business Minds Unite?
Well, Business Minds Unite is just an event where we put together in one room several business owners and entrepreneurs, as well as several talented people in each pillar of business. So that could be marketing, sales, your personal bank, finance, staffing, anything that you need as a business to grow, scale, and collaborate, we're going to put in one room so that you can learn from the best and collaborate with the best and grow and scale your business.
And if somebody's interested in more information and attending this event, where do they go?
BusinessMindsUnite.com, BusinessMindsUnite.com.
That's awesome. Like I said, I'm looking forward to this event. Encourage folks to come check it out, and I'd love to meet you. But one of the questions I always like to ask, Gary, entrepreneurs in particular, because many of us are kind of cut from a different cloth, if you know what I'm trying to say. We like to do things on our own. We don't follow the normal pattern all the time. What caused you? What would you say? What caused you to want to become an entrepreneur? What was that seed, if you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, and that's always a hard one. When I reflect, because most of my life it was following orders in the Navy by commanders, and then when I transitioned, it was following the orders of vice presidents for corporate America. So it was one of those. I guess in the role that I was in, just kind of following orders. The lifestyle that I had to do was mostly, working long hours and traveling a lot. And so for me, being in the Navy, doing several deployments, and then as a consultant, having to travel around to various power plants around the country, the real reason that I was looking for it is it was just hard for me to balance that with family life.
Right.
So the work-life balance. And so when you look at how do you free yourself from that, or how is it that I can improve that, entrepreneurship or starting my own business was the only way, and that was the journey that I set out for.
That's awesome. And by the way, Gary's background, like I said, you were in the Navy, which is awesome. You were, I think, a commander in the Navy.
Right. So
eventually.
Right. Eventually, I enlisted enlisted out of high school, and then somehow got a commissioning scholarship, and then retired as an 04 lieutenant commander in the Navy.
Neat. And you were a nuclear engineer, I understand, is your background?
Yeah, so I was in the Navy's nuclear power field, so I was operating nuclear power plants, supervising nuclear power plant operations, and so it was just a natural fit. Having the engineering degree, when they gave me the scholarship, I just kind of went in, consulted around the country for nuclear power plants. Most of the work that I did was revolved around, after the partial meltdowns in Japan, I was part of a task force that did a lot of work around the country to help harden and improve our protection in case there was any tsunamis, earthquakes, hurricanes, anything that was more than what we had planned for. And I spent a lot of time doing that and a lot of travel.
And since you brought that up, by the way, folks, I mean, we're talking to a nuclear engineer. He's a smart guy, kind of like rocket science, a nuclear engineer. I'm not sure which one's better. But since you've got experience in that field, I get asked, we hear about and talk about our grid and being vulnerable. I mean, is that something you've been in the field firsthand. What's your opinion? What do you think about that?
So I did spend some work in, transmission operations, transmission planning, the electric grid, and vulnerability is something that is definitely a high priority to protect against. So, with nuclear power, I was helping to design a lot of the electric mechanical systems so that they could last in an extended period with no AC power. But both nuclear plants and the electric grid have a lot. It's very high priority. So there's a lot of standards, regulatory requirements that are put out there to protect against cybersecurity and any of that kind of interference that could happen. So definitely, it is always a concern because there are always people that are trying to circumvent or get around those safeguards, but it's just one of those things that's always changing, and we're always going to have to keep it high priority, and we have to be up to speed. That's kind of like when we talk about Business Minds Unite.
Right.
We have to be up to speed on the events, on the technology that's out there. So just like we protect against cybersecurity on the electric grid, we want to make sure that our businesses are up to speed and know what the technological advances are out there, protect that from cybersecurity, and also have the tools to grow and scale the business. One
last question on the grid, because I know we got off track a bit, but I find it interesting. I think a lot of people would. So are we as vulnerable as they make it sound like sometimes, or is they kind of is there some exaggeration going on?
I think that it's better to just know that we are always vulnerable, and the moment that you think that you're not is when that disaster may happen. There's people out there 24/7 trying to get you.
And I think you're right when you kind of attribute that to business, because one of the comments I've always said, working with a lot of my clients are entrepreneurs, and I am myself, and I always say evolve or die like a dinosaur, right? And so even though maybe you've been doing things, of course, COVID woke up a lot of folks, who had been doing things the same way for a long time and were forced to change. Actually, it's better to try to stay on top of and anticipate and evolve, or like I said, evolve or die, right? Like a dinosaur.
Absolutely. And so you look through history, you see companies like Kodak, Polaroid, Blockbuster and Netflix, and you
Right.
see how some of those brands were able to evolve and some of them weren't. And with technology moving as fast as it is right now, the window to make some of these changes to evolve is getting smaller and smaller. So that's why it really pays and helps when we can go to events or we can go collaborate with people that are cutting edge and just kind of learn what's out there, because we want to make sure that we take advantage of any insight that we can get and make sure that we succeed in that window of evolution.
You're absolutely right. And like we said in the first segment, it's a combination. It's not only the knowledge, but it's also the intangibles you get, the energy, the encouragement. I know myself. I've been in business, entrepreneurship close to 30 years now. And I've got a conference I'm going to next week, in fact. And I'm looking forward to it because I always know when I come out of it, it's like getting your batteries recharged. And I think that's why I'm excited about this Business Minds Unite, because, well, you guys are putting together a bunch of highly successful folks in various areas of expertise. You can come get your batteries charged. So, folks, I'm going to encourage you to attend the Business Minds Unite, April 27th, 8 to 5 p.m. at the Renaissance Phoenix Downtown Hotel. Gary, where would they go for more information?
So just check out the website, businessmindsunite.com, businessmindsunite.com.
Awesome. Stay tuned in the next segment. I got the next co-founder of the event share with us some more, the marketing expert, Marco. So stay tuned. Don't miss it.
For more information on Your Personal Bank, feel free to contact Ference at yourpersonalbank.com. Back to the Your Personal Bank Show with Ference Toth.
Welcome back to the Your Personal Bank Show. And of course, today we've been talking about an event that's coming up. I'm excited about because, well, I've been invited to speak and I haven't got to speak anywhere in over 2 years. And like I said, those of you that are watching the show know that, or listening, I should say, know that that's what I used to do until COVID hit, and that all died down. So this Business Minds Unite event I'll be speaking at on April 27th. Pretty excited about. But I have the other co-founder with us, Marcos. And Marcos, welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So I know we had Gary sharing earlier about what Business Minds Unite is, what it's about. I'd like to hear from your perspective. What is Business Minds Unite?
Absolutely. For me, it's about bringing in the room like-minded individuals and sharing the information that has made us successful, that has made other people successful, and helping bridge that gap. If I would have had this information 10 years ago, if you would have had this information 10 years ago, there would have been a lot of mistakes that you could have avoided along the road, and you would have grown much more rapidly. And for me, it's about the information as well as the individuals that you surround yourself with that is going to catapult you to the next step. And if you can accelerate that in one day, why wouldn't you?
Right, exactly. I always said it seems like there's a couple of ways to learn a lesson. There's the school of hard knocks. You
and I had to learn the hard way.
We've all been through some of that, of course. And then the wisdom is learning from somebody else's experience.
Absolutely. And one of the things for me was finding mentors. And when I started my business, where do you even look for mentors, or how do you even know what to look for in a mentor? And it's by being in this room, being in this type of events, and meeting people that have had massive success, and just take the blueprint.
Right.
Take the steps that they need, that they took to get where they want to be, and you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You just got to follow the same exact steps.
So you're so right, Marco. So what are some of the people that are going to be at this event? What are we going to be learning? What are folks going to be learning if they come?
Absolutely. There's a huge lineup of speakers. I would encourage people to go to Business Minds Unite if they want to see the full lineup, if they want to see the bios. But I'm just going to cover, what are some of the things that people can expect to learn, because it's not just going to be about marketing. We're going to be covering finances, how to set your goals, and not just set them, but how to accomplish them, how to perfect your pitch. It's really important for you to be able to communicate your message effectively, because if you don't, you're going to confuse people. And what I've learned early on in my marketing career is confused buyers never buy.
Right. Yeah, you don't buy it if you don't understand it.
Exactly. We're going to have some other experts talking about funnel building. You're going to be talking about finances and wealth and how to get your money right, which I think is, if you look at the top performers, they know how to leverage the system to get the most from what they have.
My wife always says it to me this way. She goes, if you want to play the game, you got to know the rules. And you could have the best athletes in the world on a court or a field, and you could throw a ball to them, and what's the first thing they're going to say? What are the rules? They can't win without knowing what to do or how to do it, right?
Yeah, and it's crazy because a lot of us, including myself, up until I met you, we didn't even know that there was these other rules out there that our businesses could be leveraging that would help us from a personal, professional, and financial level.
Yeah. When I share this all the time with the positive arbitrage and with interest rates and stuff these days going up, we're looking at better rates and numbers going forward. So we're really excited. But if you can enhance your profitability, bottom line, 10, 20, 30% on your business, we're talking top line profits. Well, that's huge for any business, right, Marco?
Absolutely, and it's things that they can implement at the end. If they come out to this event, it's things that they're going to learn. They're going to be able to implement the next day. That alone, like you said, 20, 30% margins.
Exactly, right there. So what type of person should attend this event?
It's really geared for a wide variety of people. I would say if you're a struggling business owner and you don't feel like you have a path, or you feel like you've been working very hard, and that was me 5-10 years ago, where I was doing the work but I wasn't getting what I felt I needed to be getting, then you need to come out to this event. But at the same time, if you're a step ahead and you're already seeing the success that you wanted to and you're looking to take it to the next level, then you need to come connect with people. Everybody always says that your network is your net worth, and you need to surround yourself with people that are going to take you to the next level. Maybe it's a specific strategic partner or somebody that has some resource that you're looking for and that they specialize in. Don't go out there trying to figure it out and try. Find the people that are already crushing it and use them.
Awesome. Well, go to businessmindunite.com for more information, and stay tuned in the next segment because Marcos is going to be with us to share some more information. So stay tuned.
For more information on Your Personal Bank, feel free to contact Ference at yourpersonalbank.com. Back to the Your Personal Bank Show with Ference Toth.
Welcome back to the Your Personal Bank Show, and I have some special guests today. I have Marco and Gary, both co-founders of Business Minds Unite. Those of you that were listening to the show in the earlier segments, Gary was sharing a lot about the event and his story. We're talking more to Marco now. And Marco, what is Business Minds Unite? Just real quick, reminder for folks.
Yes, Business Minds Unite is a one-day conference that's going to be bringing in high net worth individuals and top performers to share the exact information that took them to the next level. And we're looking to provide that information to everybody else so that they can learn and avoid mistakes and grow their business.
That's awesome. And I'm excited about it because, like I shared earlier, I'm going to be speaking and sharing some things on the Your Personal Bank concept and with business owners, entrepreneurs in particular, that I necessarily haven't even shared on the show. And it's going to be the first time I get to speak in front of a live audience in over 2 years. So I'm excited. It's going to be April 27th, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the Renaissance Phoenix Downtown Hotel. That's on a Wednesday, April 27th. Marco, what caused you to want to put on this type of event?
You know, when I met with Gary and Dee Dee, you know, I think it was very clear that we all wanted to help entrepreneurs in the business community, particularly because COVID eliminated the whole interaction with people. And at the end of the day, you know, businesses run with people. And so we wanted to bring that back and allow for collaboration and support and provide resources so that everybody could find that key piece of information that was going to take them to the next level or help them solve a problem that they've been struggling for a long time.
I can say, even myself personally, I've been an entrepreneur, several businesses, nearly 30 years. And COVID, of course, I had to make some major changes on how we did business. We'd always done it one way, and all of a sudden you couldn't meet with people, right? Which affected a lot of companies. But after that initial rush of activity and change and all that, I know I went through a period myself, even personally. I can say there was no one to talk to, there was no one to meet with, and like, what am I going to do? And there was even a point where I wouldn't say I got depressed, but I definitely was more down than I'd say normally had been the previous couple decades. Got through it, but yeah, it wasn't a fun time. And so again, I think, like you said, getting around other people, other focused people, folks who've had success, very powerful. Now you'll be sharing some information there too. I know you own a marketing company yourself. What's your expertise? What are you going to be sharing?
Yes, so I run MBS, a marketing and consulting agency, and I'm actually going to be talking about marketing, but not marketing as most people think about. I'm going to be really honing down on how to clarify your message and how to build a powerful line of communication that is actually going to attract your customers, because the reality is there's so much competition out there, there's so much noise, and if you don't know how to stop people if you don't know how to get people to stop doing what they're doing so they can pay attention and actually listen to you, then you're not really going to succeed in marketing in these days.
Yeah, they don't hear your message. It's hard to communicate with people at all, right?
Absolutely. And so that's what I want to share, because when they come to this event, at the end of the event, they're going to have a powerful pitch, powerful message that they're going to be able to incorporate anytime they meet someone, as well as on their website and anywhere else where they're communicating their brand or business message.
Marco, I can tell you personally, that's probably was one of the biggest challenges I had with my own business, because the Your Personal Bank concept, as we all know, is not common knowledge. And, you know, really 99% of the people I talk to have no idea what it is or how it works or anything about it. And like you said, trying to communicate, what do you do in 30 seconds?
It's difficult. To
elicit some interest to get more information. I was fortunate through time and trial and error, School of Hard Knocks, find a way to accomplish that, but it wasn't an easy road.
Yeah, I agree. We all have to learn to be storytellers, and you have to learn the fundamentals of storytelling, and so that's what I'm going to be covering. So for everybody out there that's listening right now, if you want to learn how to tell a powerful story, you got to come out to Business Minds Unite April 27th. You will be ready to dominate the competition when you exit those doors.
That is so powerful, because you're absolutely right. People love stories, and I get told that I even make that mistake myself, and I'm on the radio, right? Where even the station managers and them here who've been here for decades share, you need to tell more stories about yourself. And in fact, I did a show. This year, the number one show that I've gotten comments on was about a month ago when I was getting over COVID, and I could barely talk without coughing, and I thought, what am I going to talk about? And because I could barely get through, a minute without coughing, and I thought, well, I'm just going to share my COVID story, my own personal story, and I got so much response from that, from folks, from you listeners. I really appreciate it because it was a powerful personal story.
Yeah, people relate to stories, and if it's not something that is relatable, they enjoy going through the journey. There's a reason why we spend countless hours watching Netflix, going to movie theaters, because we genuinely enjoy being captured in an immersive story and going through that journey of figuring out where's it going to take me. That's
really awesome. So again, I'm excited. I'll be speaking. If you want to meet me and these other successful folks, it's going to be fun. It's going to be, Business Minds Unite, Wednesday, April 27th, 8 to 5 p.m. And I understand, they go to businessmindsunite.com for more information. But I understand, Marco, you're offering a discount for our listeners.
Absolutely. So for everybody that is listening right now, they can input a discount code at checkout to get 50% off, and that's going to be YPB for your personal bank.
Awesome. So that's YPB. So if you, what was that? You said 50% off?
Yes.
That's awesome. Off the tickets to attend this event. That's really awesome. So YPB, put that in as a code. And what I like too, and we'll bring Gary back in here. You heard him from the previous segments. One of the things I think I love about it is from a personality standpoint almost. I don't know if you could find two more opposite people to work together. Gary's the engineer type, like he said himself. I like being behind the scenes and working numbers and charts. And Marco, you're the marketing guy for the marketing company. And you guys have collaborated working together. I think that's truly awesome. Marco, what made you want to do this?
For me, I just wanted to help, because I knew that if I would have had that help back in the day, it would have cost, I would have avoided so many headaches. And for me, it wasn't just getting access to the information, but also surrounding myself with the right people, because being an entrepreneur can be a lone journey. It really can. I remember when I was starting my agency, having to shut down from social life, having to explain to friends why I can't go out and spend money, even though I have money. There's certain goals that I wanted to achieve, and I knew that if I wanted to achieve them, I had to sacrifice certain things. And if your circle of friends don't understand that, it's very difficult to feel supported.
Right.
And coming out to these type of events allows you to meet other like-minded individuals that want to succeed, that want to achieve greater things. And when things go south and you need that support, you have people to call on.
That's, I think for a lot of people, and entrepreneurs in particular even, a lot of that's so underestimated, the value of that, I should say. In terms, we all know most businesses fail, right?
Yeah.
In the first 5 years. I've seen, the Small Business Administration says, half of small businesses fail in the first 5 years, and lack of money and lack of knowledge are the two major reasons.
Yeah, failure is a part of the journey. And I think you just got to accept that you're going to fail, you're going to make mistakes. But if you have the right support group, you can reach out and get help and, get back on your feet.
So is there anything else, Gary, you would like to share on this that you want to share with the listeners, or maybe why somebody should really consider coming, something like that?
Well, I just kind of want to pick up what you just said earlier. With us putting on the event, Marco and I, we're complementary skill sets. And so when you look at it, when I look back, at least for my journey, I wanted to do a lot of things by myself. But then I realized that I could only get to a certain point by myself, and I really needed to build a team if I wanted to go further. And it's crazy because it took me a while to come to that realization, especially being in the military where everything is teamwork driven. We do a lot of big and amazing things in our military, and we do that because of a team. We do that because we have complementary skill sets. We do that because of diversity. We do that because we empower the different people to use their strengths And they may not be weak on something, but we encourage them to learn and to improve their weaknesses so that eventually one day they become strengths. And that's what I'd like everybody to think about with Business Minds Unite is that we are able to improve upon our weaknesses, and we're able to grow with our strengths and find complementary talents and skills in the people that we might meet. And that is what it takes for us to do things bigger than what we thought we were able to do ourselves.
That's a really awesome message, Gary. And I guess, Marco, I hate to put you on the spot, but I don't know if topping that's going to be tough, but is there a message or something you would like to share with people and maybe why they should consider attending this event?
Yeah, I'm going to make it super simple for people. You got to come out to this event if you want to get access to the information, the resources that are going to take your business to the next level, and or if you want to meet people that have had greater success than you, and you want to be in their circle of influence. Again, I'm going to come back to your network is your net worth, and you got to have high performing achievers around you at all times.
That applies probably in just about any area of life. And I can say in a personal, I learned this early on when I was a musician in high school, and I had a group of adults asked me to join the group because they had a guy get sick. I played trombone, and I was an all-state high school player, and when I joined that group to play, I was completely and totally out of my league. But within 6 months, I moved up and caught up to them. And I think with business or anything you do in life, when you hang around people who are, like you said, more successful than you or have had more success and are willing to share it, you're going to rise to their level.
Exactly.
Like I did with the playing the trombone.
Yep. And you never know. Honestly, you never know when this person that you met a year ago from now is going to come full circle and help you achieve something, or
And I've also found, like you mentioned, both of you have mentioned mentors and stuff before. It seems like a lot of times, not always, but it seems many times the more success somebody has, the more willing they are to share that, because they want to see you succeed too. But yet so many people are afraid to ask them or approach them because of their level of success. This gives you an easy way to kind of approach that type of person at this event, right?
Yep. Not only approach them, but find them.
Well, that's true too. So again, it's Business Minds Unite. You're going to meet Gary, Marcos, a lot of great people, a lot of great speakers. I'll be there. I look forward to meeting folks. It is going to be Wednesday, April 27th, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the Renaissance Phoenix Downtown Hotel. Go to businessmindsunite.com for more information. Put in YPB for your personal bank for 50% discount on tickets. I will look forward to seeing you. Anybody who wants to be there, hey, just come up to me and tell me you've been listening to me on the radio. Love to meet you and love to chat and talk with you. I'll see you Wednesday, April 27th, and as always, stay tuned to the Your Personal Bank Show.
For more information on Your Personal Bank, feel free to contact Ference at yourpersonalbank.com. This show is designed to provide accurate and authoritative information. The presenter and guest on this program do not engage in legal, accounting, or tax advice. Professional advice regarding your situation should be sought if required. Products and riders may have limitations and may not be available in all states. Excessive unpaid loans may affect performance. Distributions may become taxable if not managed properly. Replacements may not be suitable for everyone. There may be charges when replacing coverage. Compare when considering a replacement. Dividend rates and baseline of credit rates may change. Contact yourpersonalbank.com for current rates.